Similar to the girl interrupted, to an adult trying to make something from nothing, get it to live, always the topic of discussion. Moves I've been making, no time to be wasting. Times that we living in, it's time to awaken. I get frustrated, I lose patience. Admitted at times I could be high maintenance, and there they feel all attitude is a fragrance. Stay in your lane, these lames need home training. Fuck about a fake and the lies they claiming, as I remain playing my part in the game, making it to the top of the chain. Always put my heart in from the start like poker chips. My all in, all these voices, streets calling. Hard to acknowledge with book and street knowledge. Another day, another dollar. I don't really wanna hear about problems. Can't live with them, can't live without them. Doing what I gotta do to make it from the bottom. Another day, another dollar. I don't really wanna hear about problems. Can't live with them, can't live without them. Doing what I gotta do to make it from the bottom.
Can't live with 'em, can't live without 'em. The more money, the more problems. How could one not be too cynical? Lord knows what I did for a cent or two. Non-stop with the icing on no interval. You be waiting, taking notes like a clinical. I grind to stay above the poverty line, now I'm the criminal. Crucify my name, yo, my story feels so biblical. Me and Infima, we gon' hit you with the visual. The N, the A, the N, the A, aka Nyla Freak. Think of physique, slicker than sleep. Think it's a dream the way that I leak. Always on point whenever I beam. All about cash like the acronym cream. Give me the beat, I'll treat it like a robbery. I'm tired of dishonesty, what happened to the real? Oh wait, don't do better than them. Oh wait, you can't do better than them.
Another day, another dollar. I don't really wanna hear about problems. Can't live with them, can't live without them. Doing what I gotta do to make it from the bottom. Another day, another dollar. I don't really wanna hear about problems. Can't live with them, can't live without them. Doing what I gotta do to make it from the bottom.
Chambara, chan chan bara bara, chambara, chan chan bara bara, chambara, chan chan bara bara. That's the sound of clashing katanas. All start from katana, iron's hand harvested from the riverbed, melted into carbon infused tamahagane, burning in the furnace for 3 days straight. Then folded and hammered, repeated. No impurity, sharpen with impunity. Cause if it ever touches your flesh, it peels on both sides of the edge. So clean it might heal if put back together right away. Unless you wanna bleed to the angle right ahead. Your wife and kid will wake up to a wrong type of morning. This sword is known to make orphans. No rope, just cub left in the wilderness. It's awful, but I wait for his bitterness to come and avenge for his father's death. Keep an eye on my father's threat. Chambara, chan chan bara bara, chambara, chan chan bara bara, chambara, chan chan bara bara. That's the sound of clashing katanas. Chambara, chan chan bara bara, chambara, chan chan bara bara, chambara, chan chan bara bara. That's the sound of clashing katanas. Yeah. The wave pattern along the blazes of clay, heated and cooled to a hard martin tight. Say, in a battle if the sword would have snapped and twined. Bad news for your spine, that's why my builders far superior. The heart soft and flexible, but the skin tough and durable. The combination is a genius behind the fiercest forged weapon ever known to man. Damn, but the one with the thumb on the handle must learn to stay calm and stand like a candle in a storm. Looming that's guaranteed to take many forms and attack from all angles. The shadow men coming at the woodwork, so adamant I don't get it like clockwork. There's no good or evil, only strong of evil. If it both live, see you in the sequel. Chambara, chan chan bara bara, chambara, chan chan bara bara, chambara, chan chan bara bara. That's the sound of clashing katanas. Yeah, come get it if you wanna.
Go ahead and call me a coward, say that I'm not strong because I'm not like you. Go ahead and call me crazy cause I live in a maze, tell me how about you? I think I live in my head, sometimes I think that I'm dead, I hide behind my youth. No, I've been losing my mind and I'm a little behind, step aside my shoes. Cause I never been happy with myself and I don't need no one feeling bad for me. Tryna offer me pity and throw jabs at me. Wanna give me advice and then laugh at me behind closed doors. Just close the door and let me be by myself, just me and myself. I'm tired of living, I cry, I hear it's easy to die, I wanna see for myself. And I know that sounds crazy to everyone else, but I'm depressed as fuck, stressed as fuck. Ain't no medicine that can cure what's intense as drugs. I need extra love and that ain't even enough. So that ain't even enough, and where the fuck is God? Damn, maybe I ain't believing enough, but today we gonna see if he's real. And if he is, then I guess I'm probably going to hell. Look, I ain't wanna die like this, I ain't picture my life like this. They don't know what it's like this, pretending I'm happy so I can smile like this and laugh like you. Sometimes I wonder if I ever act like you. Could I finally fit in and maybe relax like, ooh? Or would you feel lost without me? Cause honestly, I think the world is better off without me and my mind spinning. This is the line finish. Truth is I don't care how they feel about my feelings. I made up my mind. I'm going out like Robin Williams. I guess I'm not the ordinary people of John Legend. And I've been suicidal since the day I was 9. Shit. Okay, the day I was 9, I've been tired of being bullied, couldn't stay out the fire. Grandma told me I should take it one day at a time, and damn it, look at me now. Fuck. Pen running out. Shit. Damn. Look, just know it's a new day, but if you're reading this, then it's probably too late. Just make sure you tell my family it's okay. I'm sorry, but it's too late. I'm sorry, so much waiting on me. I don't wanna live to see another day. I'm sorry, but I can't stay. I'm sorry, so much waiting on me. Just make sure you tell my family it's okay. I'm sorry, but it's too late. I'm sorry, so much waiting on me. I don't wanna live to see another day. Sorry, but I can't stay. I'm sorry, so much waiting on me. What you wanted, I hope you finally happy. It's too late for you. Been going out of my mind. You don't know how many times that I done prayed for you. I hope you hear me, goddammit, cause I got so much shit that I wanna say to you. I used to shine, now I'm all in the dark. I remember I used to tell you to follow your heart, but goddammit, look at you now, it's all in your fault. How could you? Maybe it's my fault. I should've paid more attention to what you been doing. Maybe I should've been more of an influence. I can't believe that you're dead. I read your letter and all I could do is have mixed feelings about it. But I'll forever be attached to you. Damn. Part of me feels bad for you. A part of me feel like you weak and I'm mad at you. And I don't mean to be insensitive, but I don't understand how we couldn't prevent this shit. You took the easy way out. God damn it, you did. I mean, look what you did. I'm so fucking upset. How could you be so selfish? Nigga, how could you be so selfish? Now you're gone, you done left me so helpless. I wonder what God thinks. I hope you in God's place behaving yourself. Yo, what the fuck you gotta say for yourself? Look, I really feel lost without you. I hate the fact you think the world is better off without you. And my mind's spinning, this is the line finish. Truth is I don't care how you feel about my feelings. And I'd be lying to you if I told you I'm fine. Listen, I know that you can hear me, all I need is like 5 minutes. I just wanna reach inside the casket and pull you out. I'm sorry, this is something that we both couldn't figure out. I wish I could hear you now. Is your soul missing? I wonder if you could do it again, would you do it different? Tell me what death is like. Was it meant for you, Brody? Did the heavens support it? Are you fucking happy now? Did you get what you wanted? Isn't this what you wanted? I feel the temperature falling and you've been suicidal back then, you were not. Yeah, even back then you was not. We was living on the edge, couldn't stay out the fire. Grandma told us we should take it one day at a time. And damn it, look at you now. Shit. But it's a new day, and if you can't hear me, then it's probably too late. Fuck! Just make sure you tell my family it's okay. I'm sorry, but it's too late. I'm sorry, so much waiting on me. I don't wanna live to see another day. I'm sorry, but I can't stay. I'm sorry, so much waiting on me. Just make sure you tell my family it's okay. you tell my family it's okay. I'm sorry, but it's too late. I'm sorry, so much waiting on me. I don't wanna live to see another day. I'm sorry, but I can't stay. I'm sorry, so much waiting on me. Just make sure you tell my family it's okay. I'm sorry, but it's too late. I'm sorry, so much waiting on me. I don't wanna live to see another day. I'm sorry, but I can't stay. I'm sorry, so much waiting on me.
It was coming at me, yo. They attacked the shit out of me. The guy was coming at me crazy. What? Yeah. Wait, take I was take a call. I don't matter.
Maybach music.
Can anybody out there hear me? Hear me? 'Cause I just wanna...
On this team, we fight for that itch. On this team, we tear ourselves and everyone else around us to pieces for that itch.
Coming in at 320 kilobytes per second, it's time for Mattie C Sports.
What the fuck is up? They ain't touching me for nothing. Gang shit is not my business. I ain't not the one to fuck with.
All right, everybody, Mattie C Sports. We're closing out the year here, and who better than Joe Giannetti, aka Skeletor, and his evil army. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. It's Sunday, it's rest day. I'm just chilling. Cat's hanging out with me for this one.
Are you beating up people while you're talking to me online?
No, I'm not. I just got home from grocery shopping. Call of Duty's calling me for later, but for now, we're just hanging out.
Word. So, man, I was in Orlando at the time, your last fight, and I saw you fight Pat Casey, and that was like the kick heard around the world after like, and seeing that it's not the same when you're in the hall, because like I'm used to being in the hall for that stuff.
Yep.
But take me through, man, like, you know, beforehand, you know, not trying to bring it back, but like, you know, your loss with Dufort to where you got with Pat and to where you are right now, like your mind state right now.
You know, it was definitely heartbreaking after the loss to Dufort. And I try to explain to people all the time, it's obviously I hate losing. I'm a competitive ass person. Losing sucks. But losing doesn't break me, and it never will. Unfortunately, in this sport, you know, it's what a loss does to you. You know, you can get 6 wins, and one loss almost takes away those 6 wins. So it's, you know, you go from, oh, after this one, you'll probably be in the UFC to, oh, is he ever going to be in the UFC? You know what I mean? It can delay things, and it's all high stakes. Like, we put it all out there when we step in the cage. So, you know, I put it out there. It didn't work out. And, you know, I think I was just kind of crushed from the fact of, like, how much I've been sacrificing for this and how much I've struggled, and felt like that night was like my peak. Like, it couldn't get any better. And then, you know, it kind of came crumbling down. So a couple weeks after that fight, I kind of just threw myself a pity party. You know, I lost some sleep over it. You know, I was just eating, and for like a week after the fight, I shut my phone off and I was just watching anime, sitting at home. Like, I didn't talk to my dad, my coaches, nobody. Like, the only reason I talked to Shawnee is because we live together. But you know, it was hard. And then I kind of just snapped out of it and was like, it's going to suck forever if I don't do anything about it. So, I got back to work and I texted Cage Titans and was like, yo, if anybody gets hurt this card and can't make it, shoot me a text and we'll see what happens. Sure enough, 10 days out, text me and he's like, hey, Jack Congdon's out against Pat Casey. And I was like, what are you asking? And he's like, nothing. You told me to keep your name around. And I was like, yeah, I'm down. We took the fight. And then honestly, we were over at BTT. We were just getting after it. We were grinding super hard grappling and wrestling rounds with some of the best around and some of the best black belts in the world, high level black belts. And I was exhausted every night after training. And I was so confident because there's always a relief when you weigh in to fight if you really push yourself through fight camp. Like when I weigh in, obviously cutting weight sucks, but when I'm finally done weighing in, I get that relief of like, oh, the hard work is over. Like I trained my ass off for 6 to 8 weeks. I did the weight cut. Now I get to eat and I get to rest. And then I got one more day that I go to work and then I can take like a week and take it easy. And over that 10 days, we worked so hard. I got to that point where the night before weigh-ins, I was like, oh, I can't wait to weigh in. I'm so done training. Like we were pushing it so hard. And then, kind of fight night came around and it was just like, let's go out there and do our thing. Whatever happens, happens. We're taking a risk. A lot of people were like, well, it's no big deal because like if you lose, it was 10 days notice, so it doesn't really do anything. And it's like, no. It's just as risky as if this was a full camp. A loss is a loss. So I kind of just told myself, go out there and do your thing. I think I'm better than Pat. I think I'm better than my next opponent. I think I'm better than Dufort. It's just a matter of if I show up and fight to my, full potential.
And, like I said, after that Pat fight, I was like, Joe kind of like redeemed himself there. And maybe it's a different side that you think, but I mean, I can't assume for you, but, now you're coming in and now you're facing a tough opponent again. And it's like, basically at this point, it seems like you're just fighting to fight. And then, and if the UFC calls, great. And, your legacy in New England is going to keep going. So,
yeah, I mean, you honestly kind of hit the nail right on the head. It's one of those things where 2023, a lot of people said that I fought a bunch and I did a bunch of fight camps for sure. But I think people forget how active of a fighter I was as an amateur and as a pro before Tough. I had my first my first 4 amateur fights within like 3.5 months. I had my first 4 pro fights within 5 months or 4 months. I like to be active. I like to fight. I like to improve as a fighter. And I feel like I improve with every fight. I feel like I learn things, win, lose, or draw. I take that back into the gym and I implement them. And, taking this time off, I'm not getting better. I'm not getting better at that quick of a pace. Like I'm getting better every day at the gym, but I feel like whether it's jiu-jitsu or MMA, live competition is worth at least a month of training and focusing on improving. And I truly feel like I get better no matter what happens in the fights. So, I fought in January this year. I got sick and went to the hospital, didn't fight in March. And then I had a bunch of fights fall throughout the year and didn't end up fighting until September, lost that one. And then, obviously took that short notice and got the win against Pat Casey. I'm kind of just at that point where I'm like, life's not going to be perfect. It's very hard for me to financially make my way out to AKA. When I can, I will. When I can't, I won't. But, the world keeps turning, life goes on, and I got to keep fighting. And if I believe that I can't win a fight unless I go to AKA for a certain amount of time, then I shouldn't be doing this. I'm not good enough. And so that's kind of where I'm at, is like nothing's going to be perfect in life. You just got to kind of work with the cards you're dealt. So that's what I'm doing. I'm kind of just like, fuck it. I'm going to be the best fighter possible with whatever circumstances I'm dealing with.
And it seems so fucking crazy the way you try to attempt to go from Cali and AK and, yeah, I saw your little snippets there, bro. Like, sitting in a hot van and, training and then still doing all that stuff. And like, that must have been mentally and physically draining on you before that fight even happened.
Yeah, 100%. It's hard, man, but it's worth it. I get some of the best work in the world with the best guys in the world and the best guys specifically at my weight class, between Habib, between Usman Nurmagomedov, between Islam Makhachev. These are the best guys generationally in my weight class. So it's not like, oh, I'm going with some good guys. It's like, no, I'm going with the best in my weight class. So I can't ask for, a better team, better team than AKA. But like I said, life goes on, and if I can make it out there, I'll go. And if I can't, then I won't. I used to get like this last year, I had fights fall through and I had the money to go to AKA, and then I didn't have the money to go to AKA because I wasn't working because I was expecting to fight. And then when fights fall through, I still got to pay my bills.
Right.
So then when fights did come around, I didn't have the money to go to AKA anymore. The Dufort fight, I was only at AKA for 2 weeks. If anybody saw the vlog, I ended up getting a Matt herpes flare up on my face, and me and the coaches decided instead of sitting around and wasting time training, go home early and then get home and train again. So I didn't miss too many days. And that's what ended up happening. We made it work, and it wasn't the perfect scenario, but we didn't miss any days of training because of what happened. So it was, as much as like the results of the fight sucked, we're just making it work. We can't wait for life to be perfect, or we're going to sit around our whole lives waiting.
And for you, I mean, now you got a good opponent in Sean Lally, who's been in the game for a while and very good opponent as well. What do you expect from him? And is there certain edges that you think you have, or certain weaknesses he has? Anything like that you know of?
I mean, honestly, I think that he's a good name. He'll look great on my resume, and I think he's just violent and dangerous. Obviously, he has a huge power advantage, I would say, over me. But I think that that's the only advantage he has. He might be a little bit bigger in the cage. But I think I'll be stronger, and I think that I'm better everywhere. My wrestling, my grappling, my striking. But he's dangerous, you know what I mean? Kind of like a bigger opposite version of Dufort, where I believe Dufort is dangerous if he fights his fight. The night we fought, he did, and it didn't work out for me. Lally's the same way. If I let him fight his fight, if I let him land big shots, if I let him walk me down, then I'm going to have a rough night. And it's kind of that thing, with I know the UFC wants me fighting contender series level guys. Well, Lally was on the contender series. Lally's a 185-pound champ. I'm coming up a weight class again to defend my 170 belt, so I'm putting myself at all these disadvantages because there's nobody really relevant that wants to fight me at 55 for me to earn my shot at Dufort again. But I think, I didn't piss and moan and cry and ask for a rematch after getting smoked by Dufort. But I think between a short notice fight against Pat Casey and then a contender series guy, I think after this fight, me and Dufort, if he's not signed to a major organization, we got to run that one back.
I believe so too, man. That'll be one for the ages. I like 2s and 3s. Those are the best.
Yeah, for sure. That's what gets people going.
And it definitely will rock. The hype for that fight was so hyped. Boston versus Montreal, like the good guy versus bad guy, and it was a great time. And
yeah, for sure. The buildup was crazy. I think everybody was in on it. Everybody loved the promos for it and stuff, and I think it's only going to be bigger the second time around.
Well, yeah, I kind of repped that during that time.
My boy.
So going with this fight, is there any like particular goal you want to accomplish in 24? I'm not saying that New Year's resolution bullshit, because I think that shit's all bullshit. Like a year comes every year.
Yeah, I think that the New Year's resolutions can be a tool, but I think it's overused. I think everybody, eats like shit in December and they go, well, I'm going to start my diet January 1st. It's like, no, you're not. You're using it as an excuse.
Exactly. Start it, what is it now? The 17th. You got to start it right now.
Yeah, exactly. Start now and keep it going. But yeah, 2024, I have probably the most unrealistic plans that I've had in a while. And I think it's because I've always been unrealistic. From the day I started training and, people told me that I could never be a fighter. And I told them I wanted to be a UFC champion off the rip. The first day I ever walked into South Shore Sport Fighting, I said, I'm going to be a UFC champion. And Bill Mahoney was like, okay, you need to go spar with the fighters. And I got my ass kicked. Months and months and months of training, people were like, this kid's going to fight one day, and here we are now. I've had plenty of people tell me that my goals were unrealistic. And as of these last few years, I've still had unrealistic goals. And, people that care about you are like, one thing at a time, don't get ahead of yourself, take it easy, do this. And that's just not me. Like, I'm an unrealistic person. I have big goals and I want to chase them. And I don't want to dim my shine for anybody else to make them more uncomfortable or, to get 10 or 20 more people to like me because I'm more humble. 2024 is just all about being me unapologetically. And my goal is I want to compete in 80cc jiu-jitsu tournament. I want to do good and place in there. I want to do some IBJJF tournaments. I want to win those. Obviously win my fights here at Cage Titans. I want to get back in the UFC And I've got guys in the UFC that I want to fight as of right now. So I got plenty of available opponents. I just have to earn my spot there.
Did one of them win last night? Is that a target?
Yes, 100%. You already know.
I was so mad, dude. I bet on Tony Ferguson too, bro. I was like, come on,
He's
Tony.
just too old. He didn't look bad in the first, but
no, not at all.
There's no pop in those punches. Like, he was landing clean, but it looked like a little kid like fighting with his dad.
I'll just say this, man. I wouldn't want Colby Covington's knees after yesterday.
Oh my Lord. He got chewed apart. That was crazy. I don't know if it was a brain fart on his end or, the composure of Leon really had him rattled, but Leon had that fight from bell to bell. It was insane.
I try to be biased, but for what Colby Covington said pre-fight, I can't like the dude at all.
That was far. Yeah, that was far across the line. It was way too much. Yeah, I don't know, man. And I mean, he kind of paid for it. I think that the way he lost is worse than just losing. He didn't really fight. So I mean, you talk all this shit and then you go out there and you just kind of back up and circle for 25 minutes and then complain that you should have won on the cards. Like, kind of dug his own grave, and I don't know where he goes from here. I don't see any other fights that make sense for him.
No, and the thing that gets me with, there's a casual fan and then there's an actual fan. And I know you're a fighter, you're not a casual fan, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But with that, like a fight like last night with Edwards and Covington was essentially boring to other people, but you got to see it from a fighter or a fan's point of view who really takes looking at fights seriously, that it was a well-rounded game by Leon Edwards. He did not need to beat the ever living shit out of you. He held you to the ground, and
yep.
I will admit Colby was a slippy motherfucker though.
Yeah, I mean, I will say I think that Leon, the way that he fought, kind of like, it hurt Colby emotionally more than physically, I think. Out wrestling him, out grappling him, keeping the pace. Like, those are all things that Colby Covington uses to succeed. He's not a power puncher. He's not the best striker, but he's in your face, tiring you out, grappling you, wrestling you. And Leon did that to him for 25 minutes and won every exchange, minus a few, but then was able to get back onto his feet and do his thing. And, it's funny, we were talking about it this morning. I compare it to my fight with Saul Almeida. We kind of had some words before we fought, emotions were rising, not to the extent of Leon and Colby, but, I went into that fight and picked him apart and did my game plan. And the only way that Saul could potentially squeak out a win would be to do what he does to everybody else, get his hands on me, hold me down, and just, make me fighting out of bad positions and hold on top. Colby, same thing. Leon was running away with that fight, doing whatever he wanted. He didn't have to take any risks. All he had to do was keep doing his thing, and that's what he did. And I said it last night. I tweeted, that was a huge win for himself. He even said, he's like, after the press conference, I went in the back room and cried. I was so angry. I had to talk. He had to talk to his mom and his coaches to get his emotions, in check. And that alone is a huge victory for him. So then to do that and then come out and fight his game plan to a T, that's a flawless victory.
Mad respect for Leon Edwards after that fight. From the beginning to the end, when he made his speech in the ring with Joe Rogan, I was like, this dude's a class act. He didn't take that, and he could have told Colby to go fuck himself, but he didn't. So
9 out of 10 people would, or they would have ran out there and they would have fought angry, thrown overhand rights, gotten taken down and lost. Leon went out there and was a sniper on the feet. It was insane.
Or I think Josh Emmett did the work last night when he
yeah,
I was scared I was scared for Bryce Mitchell being on the ground convulsing. I was like, oh shit, like he's out.
I've only seen that a couple times, and yeah, that was bad. I hate seeing, Bryce is a buddy of mine. I hate seeing him like that. But he posted a video afterwards. He was all healthy, all good. So I was happy to see that. But that knockout was violent. That was true Josh Emmett fashion.
Yeah, for sure. So another question I had for you. I know you said it's unpredictable for you, whether it be December, what is it again? 17th to the end of the year next year. Is there like a number you're looking at to see how many fights you got, or is it just sporadic for right now?
So I told Cage Titans I'm on the first 5 cards of the year. So I'm planning on being on the first 5. I think the 6th Cage Titans plans next year. I plan on fighting on all 5 of them. If I end up in a major organization before that, so be it. But 5 fights is the goal for next year.
Fuck, you'll be a main and a co-main for a long while, half the year probably.
Yes, sir. That's what I'm here for, you know. And if all goes well and I fight 5 times and win five times next year, then I'm undeniable. I can be happy with the work that I've put in. I'm getting married in November, the end of next year. And I can just put all my energy into focusing on that and enjoying time with my wife to be and family.
November 29th?
November 1st next year.
That was my birthday, bro. I'll give you a congratulations.
Appreciate it.
So yeah, let's see. Bro, do you have a sick merch this time around, or are you taking a break on merch?
So I've got a couple things floating around for shirts. You know, I always like to do shirts because it's a good way to advertise for my sponsors. I'm working with my buddy Dave Fretz. We're going to get something finalized. I was going to reveal it. I kind of whipped something up myself. I was going to reveal the draft on Friday, but I think I'm going to wait another week and just put out the final product next Friday. But yeah, we've got some cool stuff cooking up for this one.
Word. And I do remember you saying in one of your, I think it was your post fight, it was like a video a couple days later where you said, you know, you're going to chill on social media and all that stuff. Has that really helped you a lot? Because I've seen it myself. Like, you know, I'm like, oh, usually he's hyping himself up right now, bro.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of just at that point where, like, I think everybody knows me. I think everybody knows Lally. I think a majority of people know my story. So there's really not too much to hype up. You know, if you've seen my fights, you know I'm coming out there to finish people. I'm not coming out there to win decisions. I'm out there to be violent. I'm out there to win and dominate. And like I said, I'm out there to become undeniable, you know, whether to the UFC or to the fans around the world. I am going to be undeniably, you know, one of the best in the world. And that's all based on getting results, you know. If it's a close fight, if it's a walk in the park, I don't care. I'm here to get results, and that's just winning. You know, I will be a little bit more active on social media leading up to this fight, but at the same time, it's going to be a little different. It'll be a lot more vlogs on YouTube, a lot less posts on just like individual social medias because it's just easier that way.
Exactly.
You know, doing all these posts on social media, and then I record and edit and post all my own vlogs, so that's a lot of work itself. I don't want to spread myself too thin because I'm also staying home for this fight camp. I've been getting work in at BTT Taunton and New England Cartel, so I'm still working. So doing all that on top of working, you know, I just kind of I got priorities, you know, I got work to pay my bills. I got my fight camp and then the vlog. And, you know, if it sprinkles down to some Instagram and Twitter posts, so be it. But I'm kind of just having fun with it.
Hell yeah, man. I mean, at New England Cartel, you got a lineup of killers. You got BTT, they got a lineup of killers. So it's not like you're working with a small gym. You're working with the baddest motherfuckers in New England.
Exactly. I'm working with the best MMA fighters. I'm working with the best jiu-jitsu fighters. And it's all just going to add up to a sweet victory come January 27th. I just think I'm such a better fighter, and I think that I go out there and do my thing, and we have a great night.
And my last question for you, Jojo, is so you're at 170. Well, your fight is set for what'd you say, 185, right?
170.
170. Yes, that's what I thought. So at 170, you're gonna stay to fight Lally. Are you now? If you go to the next level, would you stay at 170 or would you drop to 155 again?
So if I win this fight and then win a couple more, or they called after this and they were like, we want you to fight so and so at 170, I would fight, you know, in the UFC at 170. But my goal is to fight at 55. You know, I think I've got a couple more years at 55, and I think that my body composition now, I think that that's my athletic prime is 155. I feel like I'm firing on all cylinders. I feel quick. I feel like in just phenomenal shape. Every time I'm at 55, I feel like I'm in like peak world-class athlete type of shape. So 55 is the goal, but if the UFC wants 1 or 2 at 170, then so be it.
Hell yeah, man. Well, it seems like Jojo has good intentions in December before January 1st. So
yes, sir.
We're gonna all good.
Yep. Ending the year on a high, got a victory, so we're happy with that, and looking to go on a tear next year.
And like I've said to you every time I've interviewed you, you got a second job in that video games over there, bro.
Yes, sir. We've been getting after it in Call of Duty lately.
Is there any sponsors or new sponsors you want to shout out for your next fight?
I mean, you know, Cage then
Except for
with Chris.
Cage Jin.
I was trying to beat you to it. You know, Cage then is on there. We got the 2 Fight Bros. We got Uncle Charlie's Finder Diner in Weymouth. Everybody in Skeletor's Evil Army is just the best. You know, these fight camps aren't possible without them. It takes, even when I'm at home and not traveling to AKA, it just takes another level of stress off of my shoulders, knowing that, you know, certain finances are taken care of. I can, you know, skip 1 day a week at work so I can just go focus on training. So, you know, I appreciate everybody that buys tickets and t-shirts and sponsors me. Literally every bit helps. So I'll say it once, I'll say it again. Always buy tickets and t-shirts from your favorite fighters, whether it's me or somebody else. I don't care. It helps so much more than you even realize. So that's just a message that I'm always trying to tell people.
For sure, man. And I say that too, is support your local fighter, buy from them, buy from JoJo, buy from Justin Valentine, who I'll have on later. Anybody who's anybody in the fight game, whether it's CES, just support your local fighter. And then, you know, you're helping them out big time, whether it be gas money or whatever it may be. Little things count.
Yeah,
So,
it all adds up, and it helps all of us out. You know, whether you're an amateur, a first-time pro, or still early in your career or later in your career, it helps out.
And you know, video game stuff and in social media, where can everybody follow you?
Every social media platform: Facebook, Instagram, X, or TikTok, Twitch, Kick Streaming, YouTube. I'm sure there's more that I can't think of, but it's all at Giannetti MMA. 2 N's and 2 T's. Always messes people up. 2 N's, 2 T's.
Not me. I got it now.
You got it. But I had a buddy yesterday that I forget what he was looking up. I think he was looking up my YouTube, and he's like, "Why can't I find you?" And I was like, "Because there's only 1 N. You need 2." And he was like, "Oh, all right. I got the T's."
That's awesome, man. Well, everybody, check out JoJo. His next fight, January 27th, of course, at the Hall in Plymouth,
Yes,
Plymouth Memorial Hall. Tickets are now on sale, right, Joe? Are they?
Yep, tickets are on
Okay.
sale. You can hit me up. You can hit up any fighters on the card. We've all got them.
Word. All right. So everybody, JoJo Giannetti, aka Skeletor, and we'll see you then.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for watching Mattie C Sports. Make sure to follow Mattie C on Matt Cameron 23 on Twitter, Mattie C 23 on Instagram, and subscribe to Mattie C Sports on YouTube.
They ain't touching me for nothing. Gang shit is not my business. I ain't not the one to fuck with. I bring that flow with lyrical stamina, rapping a million miles. One point I'm an animal, then I'm a cannibal, taking my pick and I pounce.